Hello, it's Matthew, Veldrin with Amnesia, whatever you want to call me. Just an update on the RPG. I just transferred all over the files, all the maps, I should say. Not the files, but the map, whatever, the map files, I should say, from my older iteration without the engine, without the combat engine, like Chrono Engine, I guess. Into this. So basically, asset transfer. I have some bugs, for example, that I need to address. Natural, right? But for example, where is it here? It's Magefar Province. It was it's Fields of Orath. Honeywood, yeah, that's the one. Well, this is what it looks like because I think I used a tile set. I made one, like an edited one. I don't think I need to transfer tile sets over, and you see my brain's not working too fast right now. I'm quite tired. Fields of Orath, Honeywood, yeah, okay. See, it's got the errors. These are shadows, by the way. So I need to. It's lacking the file, but a lot of things, for example, like the Ice Howl Mountains, they're pretty, more or less, yeah. So this is just a exploded version of the map. I just kind of added some more details. This is very basic, but the idea is simple, where here's a bit of a zoomed in area, I guess. This is the original one here. So yeah, here we go. No, that's not. Here we go. Yes. So this small little area is kind of like the human. Anyway, long story short, it's based off of a bigger map I drew, and I couldn't fit everything in one map, so I had to break it into smaller map chunks, I guess. Like, you zoom out. This is just like a part of the mountains, for example, and where is it here? So like, look at here, kind of organize them. So you have like, you know, this part is, but I divided the empire of the humans into provinces, and there's a blah 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 map. Anyway, so here's one chunk of the world, right? It's on the top. The mountains are their own chunk, and below here is this. See how it kind of fits? See there's that line? It's the same line. I couldn't fit. Literally, my maps are so big they couldn't fit in the biggest map size available. I tried doing that, and it was not big enough. Here is the biggest map I could make with RPG Maker. It literally wasn't big enough. So you see, I had to just iterate. For example, here's like that starting area, and there's like the city down there, and there's supposed to be, farm. It wasn't big enough, So I had to just do what I could. So I had to do it in sections. Here's the mountains, for example, expanded, and see how they kind of they fit into. Well, here's a lower half, and then here's like the middle half, I guess you could say, or whatever, third or something. And then there's Ice Howl Mountains, which are upper half. See, it all kind of fits together, I guess. Well, it's actually longer than that. So but yeah, and these have caves and stuff, right? So I wanted to make a lot of detail into this game. I just didn't have the opportunity to work quickly and efficiently with my skill set on other engines, so I had to just I had some fun. I had some fun with some of the maps here. To basically kind of make a world which was from like all my paper designs and notes and things like that, and blueprints, schematics, and all that. He designed a planet, designed a planet, into a game that I could easily work on and make. Tiles are very easy. The problem I had said before was the engine when you go to play the game, it wasn't fun because the combat wasn't fun. So you can't really. But it made the maps because I like making the maps. So here's this is one. That's just one cave, I think. Oh yeah, I think I showed you the caves. So there's stuff like fields of war. So a lot of the map is not really finished. For example, there's you see how. But you see these? These are like layers. Like you go on. See the negative is like underground, and 0 is like it's like British, where it's like 0 is ground level, and first story is like the upper level, and so on. So I have a mine somewhere, but you see some of these the areas are they're just kind of placeholders, I guess you say. Yeah, but they are coming along. I just have them on the map I drew, right? And I'm basically, I had these names. I just kind of put them out. For example, City of Vorath is just, it's quite large. I play Baldur's Gate now. I was kind of inspired by it, so I just have it kind of roughed out. See, it's just stuff like that. Just roughed it out. So all this is just like doing the big broad strokes first. Like a scale of the perspective, and then just make it better and refine. And I like refining stuff, like adding doodads and decorating it and all that, right? But it's really important to start with the bigger strokes of things, right? Because if you get caught up in the small details of things, you lose productivity and efficiency and all that. I remember I was doing this like thing where it's firewood, where I would stack it in a truck, and I did the small piece of firewood first, and I couldn't keep up with the pace. But when I did the big firewood first, I could, because I focused on the big things, stacked them, and then all of a sudden I was left with the smaller pieces once the big ones were done, and there weren't no big pieces in the way. There were no big pieces in the way, so I could just scoop them up in handfuls and throw them in like an open area on the pile, and it made it much easier. I think that approach can scale with real life, where you just focus on the bigger things, just big, broad, simple strokes. Try to get as simple, less moving parts, and so there's less room for error. Less chances of something breaking, messing up. So you just, second guess yourself healthily to not be overconfident, and just break it down to smaller steps, and then you can polish it and polish it and polish it and polish. Even when you're bored, you want to polish it, but keep on polishing it. Here's that mine I was talking about. That's like copper tin mine. It's kind of hard to describe all these things, like without these pictures. But anyway, I transferred all the files over. See, this is like detail. See, this is kind of roughed out. See, it's kind of roughed out still. So it's just broad strokes, which is good. But for example, this little town, I want to see what I could do if I actually, put my mind to it and actually spent some time. And I think it's called Tame. No, that's a different town. That's a different town. That's a cave. Here it is. Yeah. So I can. I'll just make this better. So yeah, like this. This is kind of like a more polished example, I guess, of a town. Like you see all the houses, they're kind of roughed out, but they all, the signs and stuff. Okay, it's missing some tiles there. I need to transfer over some of my custom edited tile sets, so it doesn't have errors. I think I spliced some tile sets together and edited them, because I can do 2D art and stuff like that. Yeah, I think I was missing some. Yeah, so just little things like that. Right, when you move a new house and you set up the furniture and you gotta reset it up and do all those little small details. That's basically what it's like. It's like moving in assets. I was happy that yeah. I guess if I didn't have didn't use the base tile set, I guess I edited it a bit too. That's why there's some errors. But I couldn't have transferred over from project to that engine I had a new one, so it wouldn't have been as visually pleasing, I guess, as it is right now. So it'd be all errors and stuff like that. That map I showed earlier, for example. So I like that, adding lots of content. Here's almost like a miniature overworld, I guess you could say. Here's that starting area that I saw in the other video. This place, see, this is kind of like almost a 1-to-1 ratio, I guess. And then you go over here. This is like a little miniature version of it. and you know you can walk around. It's almost like, you know, those games like RPGs where like Mario RPG or whatever, or you know Final Fantasy. You go in the hub, it's like that. So everything's kind of, you know, here's a forest. Here's this is Majafar, I suppose. Like this town. Oh, I'm missing the roofs. Oh, whatever. Majafar has a huge like underbelly. It's missing some roofs. But they're all, and also a big ass tower. But the underbelly has every little house I made a map of. So all those little, like, see. I spent a lot of time, I guess, but I just kind of lost motivation later because I had a bug and I couldn't figure it out how to make the engine. But now that's history, so I got this solution now. So yeah, it's a fairly large project, but what I wrote was it's basically like real life but bigger. It's like the planet Earth but times 2 point something, 2.5 or something, 2.44 I think. And basically big, you know, lots of this is only like a small chunk. Where is it? Oh, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong one again. Whatever. It's a small chunk of a bigger plan. So, but stuff I can do and do it well, and just have a game that's nice and you learn about the world later on. Maybe like Elder Scrolls, where you just, you know, start out with just the arena and branched out Morrowind, and just slowly people liked it more and more. They got more interest, and then they gave a shit more about it, and then that was the time to fill in the lore, I suppose. But for now, you know, but have it so it's expandable. That's what I wanted. You know, I like reading like lore and stuff, but I wanted to make my own game, but it was hard to such a big game to make, so I had to kind of do this, which is tiles and stuff. I'm good with 2D and stuff, and I've been playing with this engine for like, I don't know, over a decade, I guess. Different iterations of it, so I know it quite well. I just couldn't get the combat to work, but you gotta beating a dead horse. Yeah, so hopefully next video I can get these maps to all talk nice to each other so that they link together, because currently the map numbers are all messed up and it just crashes the game. So hopefully I can, like, for example, you know, you walk out of the starting area, you can actually go into the, you know, but like, where is it here? Yeah, but you see, like, I had to every time I do a new update, I don't know if it's gonna crash the game or not. I just copy the thing and I just paste. This is this one, Super Success 2, I guess. So hopefully Super Success 3 is all the maps and stuff work, and then I'll focus on the graphics and stuff too. But yeah, that's enough for this video, I think. So that's just a progress update, I suppose. Yeah, so I think I did this for, what was his name, Sipco or something, just to get like a, you know, also archive, I guess, of time. So yeah, that's where I'm at so far. Bye for now. Have a good one. Take care, and see you later. It's Matthew, or Veldern, or with Amnesia, signing out.